Well, hello there, and thank you for tuning in to today's holiday edition of Ready, Set, Respond, the monthly education webinar from Satisfax and Apartment Ratings, where we discuss topics related to multifamily operations, performance, and reputation. Now, I'm your host, Carla Licea, the Director of Research and Performance here at Satisfax and Apartment Ratings. And I just want to say thank you for spending the next 30 minutes with me and joining the conversation. Now, typically, we invite an industry insider or a guest speaker to share their perspective and their expert tips, with us on all different types of matters. But today, we're going to switch things up a little bit and do things a little differently. The reason for that is because today marks our special milestone. This is our 20th episode of Ready, Set, Respond, and it's also the end of our second year airing Ready, Set, Respond. Now, I don't know about you, but the holiday season always kind of makes me reflective, right? I think about the past year and the successes and also those opportunities for growth and learning. And so I thought, what better way to spend our time together today than by looking back at some of our most popular episodes and then thinking about those key takeaways that we've gained from them? And what better way to do that than in true Ready, Set, Respond fashion with a big audience poll and rally? So here's how it's going to work. Now, we've got 11 questions for you today. So we normally do our audience polls. We start out the conversation, kind of seeing what you're thinking about. But today, instead of poll questions, they're going to be quiz questions. And each one is going to be pulled from one of our top episodes. And here's what you need to do. So first, you want to grab your phones. You want to scan that QR code and get logged in. So you want to go ahead and do that now because we're going to get started very, very soon. Now, once we start the competition, okay, and it is a competition, there's going to be a leaderboard. When you see that question on your screen, you're going to have 20 seconds to answer correctly. And you want to do it as fast as possible, right? So the faster you answer the question, of course, correctly, the more points you're going to get, and you're going to climb that leaderboard. And at the end, our top 3 players will win a little personalized gift, but of course, you'll also have bragging rights. Now, hopefully you've had a chance to catch up on all of our past episodes. They are available on our YouTube channel in the Ready, Set, Respond playlist, or maybe you've been a loyal listener from the start. So either way, let's get ready, get your phones, go ahead and scan that QR code, and we're going to start with our first question. All right, guys. This question is going to come from actually our very first episode of Ready, Set, Respond, Make Love, Not War, where Ashley Smith, the Executive Vice President of Asset Management at Covey Investments, joined the conversation, and she shared some strategic ideas for handling difficult workplace interactions. Here in multifamily, we're no stranger, right, to difficult workplace interactions. So Ashley highlighted how empathy and clear communication can turn those challenging situations into opportunities for growth. So let's all get signed in. Our first Ready, Set, Respond rally question from Make Love, Not War. All right. 20 seconds. Which of the following is not one of the steps Ashley outlined for resolving conflicts? Is it showing respect, actively listening, communicating next steps, or before follow-up if the issue cannot be resolved? What do you think it is? Time's up. Let's see the answer. There you go. If you guys got it right, obviously we're not going to try to trick you on today's show. These questions aren't going to be that hard. Great job, everyone. Let's move on to our next question. This one comes from our episode, 5 Stars Highly Suspect, where we featured Curtis Boyd, the founder of the Transparency Company, on the program. Now, he discussed the widespread issue of fake online reviews and their impact on both businesses and consumers. Now, he explained how his company uses AI and data analysis to detect these fraudulent reviews. He also talked about the consequences of deceptive review practices, the role of generators and regulators in making sure that those reviews are accurate. And he also offered tips for identifying fake reviews for consumers. Okay, so get ready, guys. The next question for Ready, Set, Respond comes from 5 Stars Highly Suspect. And let's go ahead and see that question. According to Curtis, what is the best way to inspire real, genuine 5-star reviews? Offer incentives to customers, focus on delivering 5-star experiences, hire a reputation management company, or just post more reviews yourself. Which one do you think is the right answer? All right, guys. Let's go and see that answer. All right, we've got some pros on the call. Absolutely, it's focus on delivering 5-star experiences. All these other answers can get you in some real hot water with the new FTC guidelines. So make sure that when it comes to your online reputation, what we're really trying to do is align those real world experiences with that online feedback. Okay, our next episode, Don't Be Trashy. We featured Richard Bates from Greystar and Heath Alata from Hello Doorstep. These two gentlemen talked all about waste management challenges in multifamily housing, including recycling contamination, illegal dumping, and the need for composting organic waste to reduce landfill. Yeah, we talked all about waste management topics. I had no idea. I learned so much from this program. Now, they also highlighted the importance of resident education, regional regulations, innovative solutions for recycling programs. This conversation was really a proactive, they shared real proactive strategies for managing bulk items all the way down to hazardous material. So the next question from Don't Be Trashy is, which waste management strategy is most effective in reducing ugly images in online reviews for multifamily communities? Is it offering bulk item pickup? Is it regularly maintaining and cleaning waste recycling areas? Implementing composting programs? Or educating residents on proper recycling practices? What do you guys think it is? All right, let's see that answer. That's correct. Regularly maintaining, cleaning those waste and recycling areas. Guys, here at Apartment Ratings, residents are able to attach media when they're writing a review. I believe they can do it on other sources as well. And one of the top pictures that we see year over year are these ugly pictures of waste and recycling facilities, overflowing, dirty. So to avoid those negative images on your online reputations, we want to make sure to keep those clean. Absolutely. Let's see how we're doing, guys. Let's take a look at that leaderboard. Who is up? I love it. We've got Leah and then Ryan. You guys are doing great. Keep up the great work. Got a couple more questions coming at you right now. Starting with taking care. I loved this episode. Now, Valerie Sargent is a multifamily gem. She's been in the industry for a very, very long time. She's actually a national speaker, an emotional intelligence strategist, and an executive consultant. So I had her on the call during Mental Health Awareness Month, and we talked all about that the emotional intelligence skills that are really critical for leaders who are managing individuals who are facing those emotional health crises. So she also shared the importance of active listening and understanding the perspectives of others and creating very safe spaces for open communication without judgment. We loved this episode. It's definitely worth re-listening if you haven't heard it before. But that is where our next question comes from. So let's get ready. From taking care, according to Valerie, which key emotional intelligence skill is emphasized as crucial for leaders to prioritize mental health and support their team members effectively? Is it time management, empathy, technical proficiency, or conflict resolution? Which one of these do you think is the most critical for leaders? All right, let's see that answer. You got it. See, you guys know what you're doing. It's empathy. Empathy comes into play in so many elements of our professional life. When we're dealing with our residents, when we're dealing with our coworkers, empathy is really where we need to start. And I think if you were to listen to Valerie Sargent and someone for advice, you would really walk away with some practical tips to really flex that muscle. All right, our next question. This one comes from Victoria Cohart, who was on our episode of A Breed of Their Own. We talked all about the difference between service animals and emotional support animals, and we emphasized the need for clear policies to ensure compliance and inclusivity in multifamily housing. Now, she highlighted data showing how pet-friendly policies actually increases retention. And she introduced a tool called the FIDO score. I love it. Very fun play on words there. And that FIDO score helps your community equitably manage risk and revenue associated with pets. So our next question, from A Breed of Their Own. Let's see that question. According to Victoria, what aspect of pet policies is most influencing the community's reputation? Is it strict breed and weight restrictions, or pet-free communities, or equitable and well-managed pet environments? Which one do you think has the biggest impact on your community's reputation? All right, let's see those answers. That's it. That is the one. That's the correct. It's equitable and well-managed pet environments. When we advertise that we're pet friendly, we really want to make sure that our pet policies are friendly as well. So that was a great episode. Again, highly recommend tuning in if you didn't have a chance to watch that one too. Okay, our next episode, our next question that comes from Finding Equilibrium. This one featured Jason Kay, and he is the author of A Journey to a Rainforest Team Culture. This book, guys, was really well written. It's a narrative, it's a story about multifamily operations. And he really discusses how you have to balance out that satisfaction and engagement. And he uses a really great metaphor around a rainforest ecosystem. It's an amazing book. If you haven't bought those coworkers or multifamily friends stocking stuffer yet, highly recommend this book. It was absolutely a good read. Lots of takeaways there. He came on the program, talked all about it. And our next question comes from that book. So according to Jason, how does a balanced team culture impact resident satisfaction and community reputation? Does it ensure employees are more engaged and do a better service for residents? Does it reduce the need for resident feedback? Or does it only affect that internal team dynamics? Which one do you think is the correct answer? All right, let's see the correct answer. That's it. It ensures employees are more engaged. And when your employees are engaged, they are able to provide that top-notch, that 5-star customer experience that we need to drive those great reviews. All right, let's move on to our next rally question. Our guest, Maria Petroforte, What a gem in the industry. I mean, in the conversation, you could practically see her smile through her words. She is just a breath of fresh air. And she came on the program to talk all about staying power. This is where we discussed all of those tips to enhance the resident experience post move in. She talked about responsive service, personalized interactions, effective communication tools. She also emphasized how tailored resident events and maintaining a professional tone contribute to fostering a positive community reputation and driving lease renewals. We also added how the Satisfax renewal drivers, every year we do our correlation analysis and we determine what those top drivers of renewals are, how they really just aligned so well with all of the key points that Maria was talking about. So that's where our next question comes from, guys. Of the top renewal drivers, perception of value, sense of community, and apartment appearance and condition, which one did you focus on the most? Was it perception of value, sense of community, or the apartment appearance and condition? Which one of those top drivers of renewal did Maria really share strategies to enhance? What do you guys think it was? Yep, that was it. It's all about sense of community. Not only does sense of community impact your likeliness to renew, it's also a driver for value, and it's also very important in the likeliness to renew. All right, let's look at our leaderboard, see how everyone's doing. Did Stephanie hold on to that top spot? Not only did she hold on to that top spot, but she's also rocking the longest streak. Awesome job there. Leah's second place. Kim rocking it with third place. We only have a few more questions left. Let's see how you guys all fares out. Okay, this guest was near and dear to my heart. Fun fact, Mark Lacey actually facilitated my wedding vows. He was our officiant at our wedding. He was also my sales director when I worked at move.com. And he came onto the program to talk all about gratitude. Mark Lacey has one of the most gracious and kind hearts of all the people that I have ever had the privilege to work for. He's just a gem. So having him on the program was really so special for me. But he talked about strategies for fostering that culture of appreciation, improving your relationships, and driving retention through the power of gratitude. So our next question, from sales through service, is, according to Mark, why is gratitude so important in the workplace? Let's see what that is. Does it ensure all tasks are on time? Or does it eliminate the need for employee training programs? Or does gratitude foster a positive and supportive environment in the workplace? Which one do you think it is? I don't know, guys. This one's a little challenging. Nah, not for you. You knew what the answer was. Of course, gratitude fosters that positive and supportive environment in the workplace. Loved Mark. Check out that episode. Let's move on to our next rally question, which comes from prospect expectations with our guest, Ronald Harrington. Ronald is an up and coming training manager in the multifamily industry, and he went on a year-long tour of multifamily communities across 28 different markets. And he had a lot of feedback and advice for our sales and leasing professionals on what we could be doing to meet those prospect expectations. He really did emphasize the importance of post-tour and pre-tour communication, personalized interactions. Have you guys hear a theme here? All of these reputation topics kind of have similar themes, right? Personalized interactions, communication. He also talked about thoughtful follow-up and how all of that together really does enhance your closing ratios. So, from prospect expectations, let's take a look at our next poll question. According to Ronald, what is one of the most important factors in creating a positive prospect experience? We need to show multiple units regardless of the prospect's preferences. Do we need to offer free refreshments during the tour? Have those wow refrigerators? Or do we need to provide clear pre-tour communication and building rapport? What does Ronald recommend? That's it. It's that pre-tour communication, right? Making sure they know when to come, who to ask for, where to park, good directions, right? Making sure you're building that rapport. So when they walk into the office, hey, is Carla here? Or is Sam here? Or is Jonathan here? Right? We want to build those relationships right from the start. Ronald said that was a big opportunity in the communities that he toured, that he shopped. It was a missed opportunity. So if we take the time as leasing professionals to really define our skills in that pre-tour experience and in building that rapport, we're really going to win that lease 9 times out of 10. All right. I couldn't have a big episode rally without talking about AI. We had Lisa Russell on the program this year to talk about synchronizing strategies. She talked all about how to use AI as a co-pilot for operational efficiencies, how it impacts our marketing and our leasing, and its potential to detect fraud, which is, I think, a very big topic in multifamily right now. She also emphasized the importance of reskilling, right, for AI adoption. What do we need to do? How do we adjust what we know to utilize these tools, right? Maintaining clean data sets and also using AI to enhance, not replace. That's a very key point. Enhance, not replace human interactions with customers. So our next question from synchronizing strategies is, in the future, according to Lisa Russell, what will multifamily professionals primarily be paid for? Will it be completing tasks manually, asking the right question, having all the answers, or avoiding the use of AI? What was Lisa's recommendation and her hypothesis for the future? Let's see that answer. That's it. Lisa speculates that in the future, we're not going to be paid for having the answers. We're going to be paid for asking the right questions, right? We're going to have all that data available. AI is going to crunch it. But if we ask those hard questions to really uncover those opportunities for efficiency, those opportunities for growth, we're going to be set to succeed. All right, guys, our last question. And again, so many of our guests were my favorite. This individual, he just warms my heart, really has moved me to tears, happy tears in so many times. Steve Wunsch is a real golden gem in our industry. He's the industry principal for SalesMail. And he came on our episode, It's a Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, where we talked all about building a strong sense of community in multifamily housing by fostering personal relationships with residents, using empathetic communication. He also talked about tailoring events to resident preferences, leveraging video tools for personal engagement, and I loved this one, creating an emotional bank account through positive interactions. So our next question from It's a Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood is, what does Steve mean when he says, get personal before getting to business? Is it share personal details about your own life and residence, or avoid discussing personal matters, focusing solely on work, or use small talk to establish a connection before you're addressing those business matters? What do you think Steve meant when he said get personal before business? Let's see the answer. That's it. We want to establish a connection. We want to build rapport, right? I think throughout this quiz, there's been a common theme. And I think that when we make those connections with our residents, when we foster positive experiences, we really do have that positive impact on our operations, on our bottom line, and more importantly, on our online reputations. All right, guys, let's take a look at the final leaderboard. Stephanie just killing it. Ooh, Matt coming in into second place and Leah in third place. Guys, thank you so much for being a part of today's rally. I just want to say, all good things do come to an end. And so today our program must end. But I wanted to take a moment to say how truly grateful I am to be a part of the Satisfax and the apartment ratings team. As someone who's always been an advocate for customer service and resident relations, I can confidently say there's nothing quite like the integrity of apartment ratings and that we bring and that we provide to renters who are looking for a reliable online reviews and the commitment that Satisfax has in equipping the industry with the most trusted tools for measuring resident satisfaction. Now, next year, Ready, Set, Respond will be back in March. We're going to have a whole brand new lineup of industry insiders and exciting topics. And in fact, if there's an insider or a topic you'd like to have me cover, please click that feedback link there and put that in my feedback. I am looking for some great ideas. What are you seeing out there in the industry? What do you want to learn more about? Who do you want to hear from? Share those ideas with me. I'd love to hear them. Now, we are going to, in January, we're going to have our Epic Live rankings for 2024. So look out for that announcement. And then in February, we're going to be releasing our special episode discussing our latest qualitative analysis on the renter's perspective on transparency and hidden fees. So again, no matter how you celebrate the holidays, I hope you find peace, prosperity, and joy in every moment. Happy holidays, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.